What's good, YouTube? Dom Stamen Sports Cards here, back with another video. Hope you're all doing well. I know it's been a couple weeks since my last video. I apologize for that. I was doing No Card November, so I wasn't picking up anything. And then work and some ongoing car troubles that I'm still having have taken a lot of my time and money away. So I haven't even been able to even comment and watch as much as I normally would like to do. So I have a long queue of videos to catch up on, but figured now that it's December and I haven't made a video, I should definitely get on that. There's a lot of VRs to catch up on. I got a couple amazing care packages from YouTubers and just wanted to share the love that's going around in this great community and check back in with everybody. So really cool. Sunday will be the Contemporary Era Committee. I know I wanted to do a video on that, but they announced the names of who will be voting, and it's very Braves friendly, which is good for Dale Murphy, but I think even better for Fred McGriff. So Fred McGriff is my one lock to get into the Hall of Fame this weekend. They can only vote for 3 people apiece, so I don't expect more than 3 to get in. Technically, it's possible if they vote like very directly for them to get 4 in, but there's almost no shot that happens. I think it's going to be 1 or 2 people, and Fred McGriff will be one of the guys that gets in. So really cool for us Hall of Fame collectors when a new guy gets inducted, so I'm excited for that. Interested to see how the steroid guys do with the era committees of former players and executives. Without further ado, though, let's get into the cards. Mike from Sexton Kentucky Knife Works, good friend of mine, reached out to me in a comment and was like, hey, like, I don't have your address and I'd like to send you some cards. And that was completely unnecessary, but we connected, got numbers exchanged, and he sent me this awesome stack, and he knows me, man. Carl Yastrzemski's, Allen and Ginter, Panini Cooperstown. I'd never seen this baseball flashbacks, talking about a cool story of him driving in 6 runs. Gypsy Queen. Love this die cut of Ted Williams. That's so sick. And a Carlton Fisk 76 Topps. I love the little catcher logo in the corner, the red and yellow, ketchup and mustard. Looks awesome. And this was just so unnecessary, Mike. I really do appreciate you reaching out of the blue and wanting to send me stuff. You did just reach 100 subscribers last week, so awesome to see your channel growing. You have an amazing collection and a lot of knowledge for baseball, and I hope that everybody that's watching this that hasn't checked out Sexton Kentucky Cardboard definitely checks them out. I will leave the channel link in the description. The other one I got is one that you may have seen quite a bit already, just because of how great it is and how generous of a guy Scott is. But I got a Mossy Claus in the mail, and this is just awesome. From Scott Reindeer Studios, obviously, the talented artist and big Don Mossy fan, gave me this Mossy Claus from his 58 Topps card, and I was expecting something amazing like this when he told me that it was added to the Christmas card list, but I wasn't expecting what was inside. And it said, wishing you a very mossy Christmas because Happy New Year's was too obvious. Very corny Scott joke, and I absolutely loved it. Hey Dom, it's been fun getting to know you a little bit this year, and you're doing a great job with your channel. I hope you have an awesome Christmas. Keep being a superstar. Your pal, Scott. The only superstar here, my friend, is you. Your art is fantastic. Your channel is amazing. And I really appreciate you adding me to the list and also including this really great 1969 Topps Carl Yastrzemski in with the card. I wasn't expecting there to be cards with the card, and man, I was blown away when I saw that you gave me one of these. Always great to get cards from friends. I've really gotten to feel what that experience is like this year from being part of the community. And, you know, Mike and Scott are great guys. Check out their channels if you haven't. They're just awesome guys with awesome channels. Without further ado, though, let's get into the VRs now. I have 6 of them, and one of them is a lot wordier than the other. So I'm going to start with that one. And that's for Jason at Mr. Fisher Bike. He finally got the 1,000 subscriber milestone. Some people get it a lot faster than others. It was kind of an ongoing joke for Jason that he was never going to get there, but you got there, my friend. You really deserve it. I'd been watching you for a long time, commenting back and forth, and then I finally got to talk to you on a midday live stream during my lunch break. I hopped in and talked to you and Andrew from Page and Deanie Bean. Really cool conversation, and just got to see even more so how cool of a guy you are. For his challenge, he wanted us to make a sports lineup with YouTubers, and now that I'm part of the community and I've gotten to meet a lot of these people, I feel like I was able to put together a really good team. I picked baseball, but I'm viewing this more so as a beer league softball team because I'm a washed up D3 football player. There's plenty of other people that played sports earlier in life, but none of us are actively playing a full-time sport. Jake from Legends Never Die will be leading off for me and playing left field. That's what his baseball card told me. He plays left field for his softball team, and he had really good stats. High average guy that can run the bases and score runs, so he will be leading off. Batting second, playing right field, will be me. I think that my speed and arm will be good enough in the defensive side, and I'll be able to get on base and score runs for the hitters behind me. Me and Jake will be very busy on the base paths. Batting third, playing first base, will be Big Scott 35. I met Scott at the National. He is a big guy, and I have a feeling that when he gets a hold of one, it's going to go a long way. And Scott, really cool guy that you just want in the clubhouse, guy that'll be making jokes with the runner on first, and someone that I just think will be an amazing asset to this team. At second, batting fourth, will be Lou Rock TV. Lou, met him at the National. Amazing guy that I really clicked with right away. He's someone that I respect because of his military service, and because of his military service, I have a feeling that he's in very good shape and can slug it a little bit as well. So putting you at second base, homie, so you don't have to worry too much about exerting yourself on the defensive end, but having the quick hands and reflexes to kind of help with the double play will be very useful. And then on the offensive side of the ball, I think you're going to be able to drive me and Jake in quite a bit if Scott isn't able to. Batting fifth and catching, we have Carlos from Because I'm Carlos. Awesome dude. He actually does live streams on Friday nights, so I'll be in that live chat tonight, hanging out with the guys and just talking to them. But really cool there to kind of like talk to them. Catching is an important position, not just because offensively you're expected to be a slugger in softball, but defensively, he's going to be responsible for heckling every single opposing batter that we have. And Carlos is one of the best hecklers I've seen on YouTube. Whether he's heckling his friends or heckling people he doesn't really care for, it is must listen to content in my opinion. And Carlos, I think, will be able to back up the talk with swinging the bat as well. Having the knowledge of baseball and being in Canada, swinging a stick is pretty much secondhand for Carlos. So have him batting right in the middle of the lineup. Very important spot for Carlos. 6, I have Brian from B Roth 6, my good friend. He showed me at the National multiple times at his quick reflexes, grabbing things when they're falling. And I think that paired with his frame is what you're looking for in a shortstop. Someone that is athletic enough and has the range and the length to make all the plays defensively, and someone that can hit. And I think that Brian will be able to do a little bit of both, add some speed to the middle of the lineup, and just be an all-around good player. Him and Lou should get along real well with their double play combination. They made a couple of deals at the National and definitely have a good relationship there. Batting 7th and playing center field, I have Dylan from Double D Vintage. Dylan's a great dude, and even though I'm the youngest member of this team, Dylan has the most energy by far. And having that energy out in center field, I know he's in good shape from his surfing. He's going to be able to get to almost every single ball and throw the ball in. And on the offensive side of the ball, I hope that he's able to get on base and use his speed and talking to distract the other team and get around the bases and help us score a lot of runs. He's a great dude, and I really am happy to have him in the outfield with me and Jake. Batting eighth, the third baseman, Vince from New York Yanks Fan 7. Got to meet Vince at the National, and he just screams beer league softball player to me. Just the conversation I had with him. He just seems like a really chill guy that would just crush it in softball. So I have him at third base, lower in the lineup to kind of turn things over and keep the attack going. And I think he'll do a really great job there at third, handling himself at the hot corner. Batting ninth and pitching will be Ty from Bench Clear Media. You guys know him from Chasing Cardboard and On the Fly with Mike and Ty. Everything that he does, he works super hard. And that's what I want out of my pitcher. I want someone that works super hard to outwork the hitters. And I think he's just going to throw gas. Everything that he seems to touch has been successful in this hobby. And I've been really happy to watch him on that channel. Someone that just wears hats and carries himself like a starting pitcher. And someone that I would definitely play defense behind any day. So, got Ty playing pitcher. And, the Bench Clear connection keeps going into the coaching staff. Where as the first base coach, I have Mike from Baseball Collector, who's kind of like his partner and has a lot of baseball knowledge, will use his wisdom and kind of demeanor to coach and talk through everything that's going on. Really awesome asset there. His favorite player is Lou Gehrig, so I have him as the first base coach. Third base coach, I have Ray from Philly for very similar reasons. A lot of baseball knowledge and history. His favorite player is Mike Schmidt, third baseman. Having those two guys at the ends, I think they'll be able to help the team do what it needs to do and add a lot of baseball knowledge to it and make sure that we're doing the right things along with being great guys in the lineup. Finally, in the dugout, who else would you want coming to your aid, defending you, than John Mangini? John met the National as well. Someone that I look up to a lot, has so much knowledge, so much passion, and he isn't afraid to tell it how it is. Something I really respect about him. Having John as the manager, I think he's someone that could also fill in with the shape he's in to play pretty much any spot if he needed to, whether there's an injury or someone just not pulling their weight that day. John is the guy that I want in my dugout as the manager. I've seen a lot of people go further than the coaching staff with a whole medical staff and play-by-play. John Keating obviously has a great radio voice. If I could have him come into the stadium and kind of have his voice echoing through, I think it would be a competitive advantage for this baseball team or softball team. But I don't think we need it. I think that I put together a really good team and that we definitely could win a beer league title with this squad. So thank you, Jason. Congrats again on 1,000, and I hope you enjoyed my lineup. I know I didn't do a whole production like the Drew, but didn't have the time and resources for that. Next one is another 1,000 subscriber contest, and that is a good friend of mine, Sammy Thunder. Sammy channel is just really awesome, and Sammy wanted us to show off our memorabilia, and that's something that actually was a first love to me. A lot of it is boxed away and not camera ready, but my baseballs are on a shelf, and I decided to grab my 3 Hall of Fame signed baseballs to kind of show that, hey, a Hall of Fame autograph doesn't have to be on a card or a flat for it to be a really cool piece to your collection. I got Dave Winfield right here. This one's JSA certified. Dave Winfield, 3,000 hit club, someone that was drafted in 4 different professional sports. Really cool. And, something that if you're able to get for less than $50, a Hall of Fame signed baseball, that's every day of the week you do that. Because they're just an amazing display piece. Even people that aren't into sports acknowledge that a signed baseball is cool. You'll see celebrities from other professions and stuff signing baseballs. It's just a very prominent autograph piece. The next one, Steve Carlton. Lefty has over 300 wins, over 4,000 strikeouts, and 4 Cy Youngs. But because he's a pitcher, and he wasn't the pitcher, doesn't get the love that he deserves in the hobby. It's just sad. I was able to get that for under $50 as well. To me, it's a smash purchase. I don't care if the autograph is on a bat, a baseball, a flat, a card, an oddball piece, a hat. If I want an autograph of a player and it's at the right price point, I'm picking it up. The final one I actually got in person, so I only paid for the baseball. And that is Jim Rice. Red Sox Hall of Famer, won a Rookie of the Year, an MVP, someone that just was really amazing in his time. I'm sorry, Fred Lynn won the Rookie of the Year, but he did win an MVP. And Jim Rice, really cool guy that was kind of not getting along with the media during his playing days, but now that he's a member of the media, has really turned that around. And someone that, when I got to meet him, even though I didn't have a lot of time to talk to him, he was very appreciative that I spent time of my day to wait out in the cold to get a ticket to meet him and get an autograph. And I will always remember that and cherish that. So Jim Rice, Steve Carlton, Dave Winfield, those are my Hall of Fame signed baseballs that add to my Hall of Fame collecting. And they're just a really cool way to collect outside of cards. So I hope you enjoyed those, Sammy. Hopefully when I have my own card room in the future, I will be able to hang everything up and do a cool card room tour of the memorabilia and cards and stuff that I have. But for now, things are in storage until I'm established and have a place to do that. So really appreciate that. Congratulations again on 1,000. I know that's something that you were very excited to get to, and I hope that you continue to grow on this channel because your stuff is amazing. I love how detailed you are in giving us a look into the way that you hobby every day. So that's awesome. The next one that I have is for THA Card Story, a father-son duo, where the son is actually named Tyrus Henry for Ty Cobb and Hank Aaron. And they wanted us to show some of our favorite dual player cards, which if you know me, you know that's a big part of my collecting. I love dual player cards. One that I showed on my 3-and-3 interview was My Manager's Dream with Mickey Mantle and Willie Mays. Hank Aaron is actually in the background of this one, as is John Roseborough and Elston Howard. But that's a really cool one and one of my favorite cards in my collection, let alone dual player cards. Keeping the Willie Mays train going. Got this beautiful Fence Busters from '67 with Willie McCovey. And that's just a great duo of those middle of the lineup giants. This is a fan favorite as well. 68 Superstars with Mantle, Mays, and Killebrew. This one has a pinhole right there, so it would grade a 1, but it's a really good shape otherwise, and I got this for a steal of a price. And the final 3 I wanted to show some League Leader cards because those are also multiplayer cards. And the 3 I'm showing, 67 batting leaders, 3 Hall of Famers right there. Home run leaders, 2 Hall of Famers right there. And RBI leaders. That's the only picture that's not from another Topps card. So that's a really cool one. But those 3 are really important to my collecting because of a Yastrzemski fan. Those show that he was the Triple Crown winner by being the first guy on all 3 of those categories. And I really just love the multiplayer cards, whether it's League Leaders or whatever name they come up with on them. They're just a really affordable way to collect vintage Hall of Famers, and I think that they should be more coveted than they are. So Congratulations on your guys' milestone. I believe it was 66 subscribers was the milestone. You guys are pushing 100 now, which is really cool to see, and I hope that you guys continue to grow because you guys bring a lot of great energy into the YouTube community. Seeing a father and son duo like that is just such a healthy thing for the hobby. So that's awesome. The next one is for Clemente Collector, and he is doing a contest about well-loved cards. He wanted us to show our favorite well-loved card, and while I have plenty, because when I was first collecting as a kid, vintage wasn't cheap then either, I couldn't afford minty cards. So I was buying a lot of beat-up stuff, and this is a great example of it. It looks good on the front angle here. 1951 Bowman Ed Whitey Ford rookie card. Card number 1 in the set, and a card that's kind of surprisingly expensive. If you don't know about this card, it can get pricey, even before he passed away. It has an indent right next to his face, as well as a couple small surface scratches. But the reason I got this card for a steal when I was 13 is because it's got this huge stain on the back and kind of like a V penned in the top. To me, the front looks pretty good. It's got surface problems, but having a well-loved card like this, soft corners, surface problems, but the main issues being on the back, it's a pretty good buy for me. And even though this card wouldn't grade higher than a 2, I'm super happy to own this card, and the reason I'm able to own it is because it's well loved. So Clemente Collector, me and him have had some great comments back and forth on our channels. He seems like a really cool guy, and I've enjoyed getting to know him and watching his channel. Congrats on your milestone, man, and I'm looking forward to more from you. The last one is for a good friend of mine, Joe, for Soft Corners. And he wanted us, in a similar fashion to what Clemente Collector did, to kind of show how we collect and what are deal breakers with condition. And to use some examples, I have this. It's my 1957 Frank Robinson rookie, PSA 1.5. And if you look at this card on the front, you would be like, how is that a 1.5? Well, on the back, there's wax staining in 2 spots. That's all I can find. Looking at it with a loop, looking at it with my eyes, that's all I can find. So much like with that Whitey Ford, if there's a problem on the back that doesn't completely destroy the back, I'm going to buy it. When it comes to the front of the card, I want good centering like this, and I want the face to be clear, both registration-wise and not having creases or paper loss on the face. If there are creases, paper loss, or writing on the card, the price point and where that mark is has to line up for me. But the main things I look for are centering and a clean face on the card, because that's where I'm going to look first 90% of the time. So I hope this is a good example for you, Joe. Congratulations on 100 subs. I'm happy that we finally got you up there. And I think that as more people get introduced to your channel, they will see that a card can still be a great card even when it has 4 soft corners. I'm going to leave you guys with this long video with a kind of send-off to a great player. Gaylord Perry passed away, and the Hall of Famer has his rookie card in 62 Topps. 300 wins, 3,500 strikeouts, led the league in complete games multiple times. He had over 300 complete games thrown in his career, which is absolutely insane. He was a workhorse, and he was known for using the spitball and for challenging the rules of the game. But he was allowed to do what he did. He had a great career, and he put up the numbers, and he did get into Cooperstown. So, regardless of where you are on these different controversial Hall of Fame cases, I hope that we understand even the ones that don't have spotless resumes like Gaylord Perry deserve to be collected and celebrated. I appreciate you guys listening as always, and I will catch you guys in the next one.